Welcome to the podcast for people turning the great American RV adventure into stressless camping. We're glad you joined our weekly adventure. Now let's gather around the campfire with our hosts Peggy and Tony Barthel.
Welcome to the campfire. This is Tony Barthel, and I am here with
Peggy Barthel.
Funny we have the same last name like that, and we are here to promote stressless camping. I know a lot of people have this vision of going RVing or going camping and are overwhelmed by some of the aspects of it. And so Peggy and I put together a website and now a podcast.
Yep.
Specifically to help alleviate the stress in RVing and camping. A lot, especially with RVing.
Yes.
What are people going to get out of this podcast? We hope every episode you go away with something that is useful to you. One of the things we are going to do, RV tips and techniques, ideas for making the whole RV experience an easier and stressless one.
We have some ideas about great places to go in this wonderful land, hearing from our own selves and hearing from other people.
Yeah, we've got some great guests. And that's number 3, meeting some cool RVers and hearing their ideas and tips. We have got some great guests lined up, and we have already recorded with some great guests, and it's so exciting. So we cannot wait to share those interviews with you.
Cannot. And then we'll also talk about our RV and our RV style. There are lots and lots of RV styles. There's only one wrong camping style, and that is not going camping.
Absolutely. I mean, this is such an incredible place to see. This land that we have here is just so picturesque and so beautiful, and there's so much to see. There's history and culture and nature, and just it's really an incredible place. So we hope to inspire you to go see some of it if you aren't doing so already, and help you find great places if you are.
That's right.
So who in the world are we, Peggy?
Who are we? Well, I'm Peggy.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah, we've established that. And I am a born camper. I am pretty sure that I was conceived on a camping trip on my parents' honeymoon and didn't stop camping from then on, either in my dad's camper on the back of his truck or my mom's travel trailer or her motorhome. I've camped in the back of a truck bed. I've camped in a tent. I've camped in the back of an SUV. I have not camped like my friend Anson did, which was in a VW Beetle, where he turned the passenger side into a bed, and that was his camper.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah. And at one time, I actually did work for a company called Alpha Leisure that made travel trailers and fifth wheels and park models.
So I guess we both have a history in the RV industry. I worked at an RV dealership. I worked both in sales and also handling warranty claims, which is just, a whole lot of fun, and learned how the RV industry processes those warranty claims and handles warranty claims, and learned the whole selling process. But more importantly, it really taught me what people are looking for in RVs. And it's kind of interesting to me. Most normal children, when you take them to the fair, the first place they do is they head out to the rides or maybe to the snack stands or wherever. Not me. I've always been a nerd. I would go. I grew up in LA, and we would go to the LA County Fair every year, and I would make a beeline for the RVs. I mean, even as a little kid, in and out of the RVs, bugging the salesperson. And for all those salespeople who have that nerdy kid who asks too many questions, that was me. Sorry about me. In fact, I bought my first RV when I was 10 years old.
What?
Yeah. Well, Tonka came out with the most awesome Tonka toy, and it was a Tonka Winnebago, and the roof would flip open, and it had a full interior. The roof turned into an awning. It was so cool.
That's better than most of the RVs I was in.
Yeah.
As a kid.
But probably smaller. And that RV went on a million little kids' adventures all over the place. It even went off-roading, and I saved up by mowing lawns and washing cars, and believe it or not, I still have it. all these years later.
In fact, I believe you can see a picture of it when you subscribe to our podcast. That's the logo, is the Winnebago talking on the microphone.
Yep, that thing. And I am a lot more than 10 years old nowadays. So my odometer has flipped over a time or two. Another cool thing is we had a vintage RV ourselves. We had a 1964 Chevrolet Corvan that the original owner converted into a camper, and it was basically laid out just like one of those old VW vans where, it had the bed and the dinette and all of that, and even a little closet. Apparently that guy took it all over the western U.S., and we had a lot of fun with it as well. That was a great little RV.
A great little camper, and it was great for going to the drive-in movies because we could park sideways and sit in the dinette. We had our own little snack table and had everything we needed and the perfect view of the screen sitting in the nice cushy dinette.
Yeah, that's true. And when one of us, who doesn't really stay up that late, got tired, because believe it or not, we live in the past. There are uncrowded roads. There is a drive-in movie theater. It's the most wonderful place in Northern California's wine country. And I am not a late night person. So by the time the second feature would hit the screen, I would stretch out and I'd be snoring up a storm while everyone else is trying to watch a movie.
Kind of hard to hear the movie over the snoring.
Well, the screen was shaking, so people would be like, hey, can you keep it down, buddy? That's our past. One of the things, another interesting thing about us, well, at least it's interesting to us, is for 7 years we owned a bed and breakfast.
That was super fun.
It was. And it was a truly unusual place because it was a bed and breakfast made out of vintage railroad cabooses.
We had 11 on the property, but 9 cabooses that were converted into guest rooms. Most of them had 2-person jacuzzi tubs in them. They were fun and luxurious and themed, and it was a ball.
And like every other 12-year-old boy, I love trains. And so I'm a huge train fan. Well, I'm a big car fan, too. In fact, I do a automotive podcast as well. And having a yard full of cabooses was like a dream come true. Why in the world are we doing this podcast?
Why are we doing this podcast? Why wouldn't we do this podcast?
Oh, that's a good reason. We have been inspired by a few podcasts that we really like. We don't ever intend to copy them. We don't ever intend to be like them. We just want to put our own spin on this. But among those, there was a podcast out for years by John and Kathy Huggins called Living the RV Dream. And those guys, they are so cool. They're still here. They just don't do the podcast anymore. And it was just invaluable information. It was a joy to listen to them, and it's
really well presented.
Yeah, they're wonderful people, John and Kathy, and so that was what inspired us. In fact, when Kathy had a medical situation and had to stop RVing, that's what inspired us to sell the featherbed and go on the road ourselves.
That's right. We decided there was no point putting it off any longer.
Yeah.
And we do have another inspiration, and that is Janine Pettit from Girl Camper. She is such a joy to listen to. She always has great information in her podcast, but the way she presents it with just her happy, bubbly self is inspirational.
Yeah, she is a neat lady. And gentlemen, don't feel bad if it's called Girl Camper, because the information she presents is quite good. And it's valuable. No matter what your plumbing, you will appreciate the Girl Camper podcast. So check that out on the interwebs. I also really like Heath and Alyssa Padgett from the RV Entrepreneur. They advocate basically being on the road and making a full-time living doing it. They just had a baby, and it's a great podcast, also very inspirational. And RV Miles
is a great fun to listen to. They live full-time with their 3 children in an RV, and also a very inspirational podcast to listen to.
We can't forget our good friend Robert Morales from Traveling Robert, who took over the Living the RV Dream podcast. He's a YouTube celebrity, and we went out one day in Quartzsite having some drinks with Robert, and boy, as a YouTube celebrity, people are like, Robert. It's pretty cool. So another neat. So lots of good RV podcasts. And so you'd wonder why we'd want to start one too. But I think we have our own unique spin on this. And I think we have some information to present. And we hope you enjoy the podcast. That's the bottom line. We hope you find good use here, good information, and enjoy some entertainment too. I mean, heck, if we can keep some people awake as they're driving down the road or put some people to sleep as they're trying to go to bed.
Hopefully not driving down the road.
Yeah, we don't want to put you to sleep while you're driving down the road. That's never a good thing.
But maybe if you're driving towing a camper, we help you stress less about it.
That's a good name for the podcast.
Oh.
Man, you must have ESPN.
I do, and all the other sports channels too.
We are going to break this up into two segments. The first segment is just kind of tips and tricks and information that we've gathered or special guests. The second is stories from the road, stories from people who've got great places to see or places to camp or just must go to destinations. We've got ambassadors from all over the U.S. lined up.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that gives you an opportunity to be part of this podcast, because if you would like to be an ambassador for your favorite place, you just need to get in touch with us. Go to StressLessCamping.com and get in touch with us. Let us know about your favorite destination, and maybe we can get you to come on and tell everybody about it.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? We'd love to have you on the podcast. We do have some already recorded episodes with some guests who we have great admiration for, and we'd like you to be among those. So just if you'd like to get in touch with us, we are at StressLessCamping.com. And of course, we're all over all the social media.
All the social. Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, we're everywhere.
Yeah. Any way you want to waste your time, we're there wasting it right with you.
We are pretty good at wasting time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And to find us, just visit StressLessCamping.com. And there's buttons there that'll take you right over to all those social places. Also, if you'd like to contact us, there's a contact us thingamawatts are there.
Button. It's called a button.
Oh, yeah, button. That's what it's called. And so you can just fill that out and we will get back to you. So thank you very, very much. So I guess we will see you at the campground. We sure appreciate you coming along on this little adventure with us. And again, don't forget to tell your friends or tell everybody. We don't care if they're your friends. Yeah. Spray paint it on the back of your RV. StressLessCamping.com. That's the way. All right, get out there and do a little bit of stressless camping. Yeah, happy camping, everybody. We'll see you at the campfire.
We hope you enjoyed this week's adventure. Time to get out on your own journey, but don't forget to leave a review on your favorite podcast app. And visit StressLessCamping.com for photos, stories, an RV calendar, and more. I'm Stressless Camper Larry Richardson wishing you happy camping.